The following video in no way endorses a belief in the occult. In order to understand the video content, there should be understood first that the owners of this channel are 5 Catholic guys who don't want to have any infiltration of any god but the God of Israel. We are going to talk about Saint Sicinius of Parthia, who we consider not to be a saint, but a reference to the Iranian god named Cezanne. First, in order to understand better who was or is Saint Sicinius of Parthia, we will talk briefly about the demon named as Gelo, also known as Galu. Gelo in Greek mythology is a female demon or revenant who threatens the reproductive cycle by causing infertility, miscarriage, and infant mortality. By the Byzantine era, the Geluts were considered as a class of beings. Women believed to be under demonic possession by Geluts might stand trial or be subjected to exorcism. Gilu, Gilu, Gilo or Gelu are some or its alternative forms. Gelo possibly derived from Galu, a Babylonian Assyrian demon believed to bring sickness and death. The theory was advanced by Frank and supported by West, Walter, Parker, and others. The name is also preserved in later word ghoul. Some Byzantine amulets against female reproductive demons are said to depict the Gelo. This is sometimes asserted as a rule of thumb without providing reasoning, as no Byzantine amulet exists that actually labels the demon as a Gelo or Gilu. The inference is made these are Gelo by association with other figures labeled in the amulets, namely the demon Abisu, the Saint Sicinius, or the evil eye of envy. A concrete example is the Schlumberg No. 1 amulet shown on the right. Several scholars have hinted that the she-demon here, which has been notified to have fish or serpent-like attributes below the waist, may refer to the Gelo Gilu. The demon is being stabbed with a lance by a monk figure sometimes called the Holy Rider or Raider Saint, which may be Saint Sicinius or Solomon. The inscription reads: "Flee the Texas one, Solomon, Sicinius, and Siciniares pursue you." List of related demons. Scholarly discussion of Gelo associate her with and analyze the meaning of her narrative traditions in relation to the following demons and supernatural beings: Galu, Abisu, Lilith, Lamia, Mormo, and Pusa. This is a depiction of Saint Sicinius. This depiction is located at Bawit Monastery. The Bawit Monastery is a monastery situated in Egypt. So, until here, what we must take into account is that Gelo is Lilith, the demoness, and that Saint Sicinius of Parthia is a warrior against Lilith. But is Saint Sicinius of Parthia a real saint, or is this a story of Lilith versus Saint Sicinius, a syncretism or copy of Lilith versus the Iranian god named as Cezanne? In order to understand better this video, please search an old video of this channel titled as Cezanne, an Egyptian lotus, an Aramaic god, or a magic spell. Cezanne, the ancient Iranian god, is by syncretism Cezanne, the Aramaic god, which is also Eshmun, the Phoenician god, which is Thoth, the Egyptian god, which is Hermes, the Greek god, which is also known as the Eighth, which is also known as the Eighth Beast, which is the harlot of Babylon, which is the Red Queen of Heaven or Ninciana, which is Inanna, which is Ishtar, which is Isis, Astarte, Diana, Hecate, Demeter, known as the Mother Goddess, which is Venus, which is also Lucifer or Lucifera, which is Hillel ben Sahar, which is Atar the Rebel, and which bears the infamous but officially accepted mark of the beast or number of the beast, 660, you know. But in order to make it easier for our novice viewers, let us call Saint Sicinius as Sezen or Sisin. The magically protective nature of the god Sezen, also known as Sasam, is already shown from the famous first amulet of Atlantage, a plaque which contains an extensive inscription in Phoenician written in 7th century before Common Era Aramaic letters, which contains an incantation for the god Sasam, son of Petrai, or SSM BNPDR. This is also an amulet or a curse against the demon's flyers. This is the first plaque or first amulet of Atlantage. On the right we have the god Sasam or Sezen, also known as Sisin, and on the left we have Lilith or Lamashtu. In Mesopotamia, the Akkadian word Sisinu was maintained as Syriac Sisina, the fruit branch of the date palm. Sisin made of a medicinal plant. This plant name was the source of the personal name Sisin, out of Sicinius Sicines. The source of information of this video is taken of an article written by Martin Schwartz. Martin Schwartz is a scholar in Iranian and Mid-Eastern studies. The article is titled Sasam, Sezen, Saint Sicinius, Sezen Barforages, and Semangelov or Semangelov. Sicinius was also a Christian name from the end of the 1st century onwards, frequent on martyrs of the 4th century, especially under Diocletian, to whose period was attributed Saint Sicinius of Antioch, also known as Sicinius of Parthia, the magical opponent of the demonic afflictress of childbirth. The name of the mythical saint shows the secondary association of Sezen with Sisin, fruited date palm branch. The coexistence of the names Sezen and Sicinius for this magical figure is attested, alongside the West Iranian material in Armenian charms for childbirth, which associates Saints Cyprianus and rhyming Sisianus, paralleling Syriac charms concluding with the names of the Saint Cyprian and Saint Sezen. Sicinius in Jewish mythology, introducing Senoi, Sansenoi, Semangelov. In Jewish mythology, Lilith is believed to be Adam's first wife, who was banished before she was able to bear his children. In a desperate attempt to take revenge on Adam and all his offspring, Lilith devotes her efforts to harassing newborn children and their mothers. Two main roles are attributed to these demons: strangling young children in their sleep and seducing men. Lilith becomes pregnant with a wasted sperm, giving birth to demonic stepchildren. At this point, the three angels enter the picture. In the 10th century Common Era text known as Alphabet of Ben Sira, we find the story of Adam and Lilith. Adam's first wife is described as having created from dust, as he was, and therefore, argues scholar Joseph Dan, she saw herself as his equal in every aspect. How was this sense of equality manifested? Lily believed she could leave her husband, and as he refused to accept his degree of equality in their sex life, apparently meaning that Lilith wished to be on top of her husband during intercourse, she fled from him and escaped. The angels who were sent to return the woman to her husband were Senoi, Sansenoi, and Semangelov. The three failed in their mission. Lilith claimed that the great demon has already come upon her, referring to Samael or Samael, and could therefore no longer return to Adam. The angels were able, however, to strike a vow that Lilith would not harm the offspring of Adam and his second wife Eve. This promise is the foundation of the famous amulet used to this day by women following childbirth. The three angels were made popular by the alphabet of Ben Sira, while the illustrations of their images in various amulets also contribute to their fame. The figures of Senois and Senoi and Semangelov appear from right to left. Video discussion. We see here a Catholic saint, or so-called saint, called Saint Sicinius, or Parthia, or Antioch, they are both the same, against Lilith, also known as Jelou, Lamashtu, or Lamia. This clearly evidences an infiltration of paganism in the Catholic Church. What is important here is that Saint Sicinius, more than an Iranian or Aramaic god, because he was venerated in both pantheons, is Lucifer himself who is invading the church, showing himself as a rider or warrior against Lilith. What is interesting here also is that in Jewish mysticism there is a story of Lilith and Samael versus Sicinius, who is shown as three angels, Senois and Semangelov. Let us remember that also Diana, Lucifer, sometimes is shown as Diana Trifornis. So is there a conflict in the forces of evil between Lilith and Samael against Lucifer? For our novice viewers, please remember that Satan and Lucifer are not the same, and that Lucifer is dual, male and female at the same time.
The conclusion is up to you. If you have reached this part, please like and subscribe, share this video and enjoy life. We do apologize for our accents as we are from Latin America. May the force be with you and please let there be love.